Hi! For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ness, and I am the Massachusetts West Region Self Advocacy Coordinator. And every Wednesday at 5:30 p.m., I post a video talking about a human rights related topic. I want to apologize for this week's video being late and also not being through the Facebook Live feature that I normally use. This week I was having a lot of trouble with my technology, but I wanted to make sure to bring you a video anyway, because I am going to talk about a topic that is really important to me, which is the relationship between accessible digital communication and human rights. But before I talk about the digital communication piece, I want to talk about relationships. Relationships are really important for our health. Relationships are important for our mental health because feelings of loneliness can lead to feelings of depression, but relationships are also really important for our physical health. This is because we need to feel cared about and to have people who we feel close to in order to help us calm down when we're feeling stressed. And so if we don't have anyone in our lives we feel like we can lean on, or who we feel close to, who we feel cares about us, it can lead to chronic feelings of stress and worry. And when we're stressed, our brains release chemicals into our bloodstreams that in the short term can be really helpful because they can help us deal with the sources of our stressors. But if they're in our system for a long time because we're chronically stressed out and we chronically don't have connections to other people, they can start to cause health problems and make us really sick and really uncomfortable. And this fact that relationships are so important for our health is really why I think that communication is a human rights issue. Because even in the United States Declaration of Independence, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are listed as unalienable rights, which means that they're rights that the government and other people shouldn't be able to get in the way of. Life is really connected to health. Our health is what keeps us alive. So that's a big reason why I think this relationships and communication are a human rights issue, because they keep us healthy, they keep us alive. Over the past few weeks, I've also been talking a lot about the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and relationships and the fact that they're so important for our health can really be connected there as well. Because Article 3 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights has a really similar language to our Declaration of Independence. It protects your right to life, liberty, and security of person. But also Article 25, which I've spoken about before, protects your right to have the things you need to stay healthy. You need relationships to stay healthy, so your right to have them should be protected under this declaration. The communication piece comes in because communication is how we build and maintain relationships. And in self-advocacy, we know that there are a lot of different types of communication. Some people communicate best by talking and listening to other people talk in any language. Some people communicate by writing or typing messages and reading messages that are written or typed to them. Some people communicate using pictures. Some people read lips. Some people communicate using sign language. Dancing is communication. Laughing is communication. Some people use gestures and facial expressions to get their point across. There are a lot of different types of communication, and communicating is how we become close to one another and we maintain the relationships that we have. Now, right now, a lot of us are having an experience of not being able to connect with the people we're close to in person. But for some folks with disabilities, this isn't a new experience, and this isn't a temporary experience. For some folks with disabilities, not being able to necessarily leave the house when they want to, and not necessarily being able to connect with their friends in person is a normal part of life, unfortunately. Luckily, there are a lot of ways of technology to use to communicate with people. I want to especially talk about video chatting on platforms like Zoom, Google Hangouts, FaceTime, Skype, because using video chatting, you can use a lot more different types of communication that you wouldn't be able to use over a normal phone call. You can show pictures over video chat. You can see other people's body language and facial expressions over video chat. You can read lips. You can read sign language. You can dance together over video chat. You can do a lot of things over video chat to become close to other people and to feel better about yourself and to maintain your good health. But this technology isn't something that everybody has right now. For some folks with disabilities, it would be hard to use video chatting because you really need a smartphone or a computer or a tablet, and those things can be expensive, especially if you're on a low or fixed income. For other folks with disabilities, they might need 24-hour staffing or live in a group home, and they might need some help to connect over video chat, and they could become unable to do that because maybe their staff people don't know how to use it, or their staff people are worried about the security of sharing information over the internet, or their staff people are worried about the safety of meeting people online. So I think that is a point where I'm actually feeling hopeful because of the current moment we're in the world. None of us are able to leave our houses as much as we'd like or see our friends in person, so we're all learning a lot about video chatting and other technology that you can use to communicate. We are developing confidence in this way of communicating. We're learning that it can be a safe and healthy way to communicate. And I hope we can bring that into the future so folks with disabilities are able to access this and use this to be able to become closer to their communities and closer to people who care about them. But I think to do that, we need to really use this moment to spread awareness. I think that we really need to let the world know that it's not enough to return to normal because normal wasn't working for whole large groups of people. So relationships are really important to our health, and communicating is how we build relationships. Because our rights to have the things we need to stay healthy are protected both in the US by our Constitution and our Declaration of Independence, and all over the world by the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And because not everyone can get out, even in the best of circumstances, to see and connect with people in person, I think that digital communication, like video chat, really is a human rights issue. That's all I have to say on this topic for now. It is something that's becoming really important to me during this time, and clearly should have been really important to me at all times. So I hope you enjoyed this, learned something, maybe had your mind opened or changed a little bit. Thank you so much. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions, if you want to bring up a topic for me to discuss in a future video. You can also reach out if you just want to say hi or need support. Feel free to message this page. Check back next week for my video on human rights, Wednesdays at 5:30 p.m. and check this page often as we post new content 5 days a week. Thank you so much.